boy. But this is also, fun fact, this is going to be his last tournament representing his team, his current team.
Yes. For people who are not aware, he made a tweet earlier today that today is his last day at Timbers Esports. You know, Timbers, for those who know, is like the team of a famous YouTuber here in Mexico. Wherever tomorrow. I don't know if the name sounds familiar to you, Light.
I don't watch Mexican YouTube. I'm sorry.
Okay, he's a big YouTuber, like big numbers, and that's his team. And this is the last day that you will be able to see him with that team. But anyhow, speaking of teams, here we have this Peruvian Terran player who is not on Timber T-Sports. He's on Team Super. This is Tavo.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Mexican Zerg player, the last remaining Mexican player in this tournament for the last time representing Timbers Esports. It is JimRising.
I hope you don't mind, mate. I just turned off my camera because I was losing a lot of frames. I don't know what was happening.
all good, mate. All good.
You should have seen my last match, mate. It was basically a photo slide for me.
Fair enough. It's all good. We have your replacement image there. It's all good.
I suspect it was because I was still in the Matrix, mate.
It's possible. Oh god.
But yeah, TVZ, mate, my favorite matchup.
Exactly. Who doesn't love a good TVZ as long as mech isn't involved?
How dare you?
To be fair, there are some players that can make mech look fun. To be fair. Not
look. If Maru says so, it has to be true.
True. You're not wrong. And that's the big thing, right? Tavo, he can play mech if he needs to. He can switch things up. Biomech. What is he going to do to take down Jim? Because Jim, even though he's a streamer, even though it's his last day on his esports team, he's still a terrifying opponent.
Yep, definitely. I mean, we said earlier, Chaos Fate is his master, and we both know Chaos Fate style. The fast 3 CC into non-stop Marines and Marauders forever. He's at a terrifying macro level, so maybe it's possible that Tavo is gonna go that route. But as you say, Tavo is a lot more balanced player. He can easily switch to mech if he wants to.
He can. And it's a good thing that you brought up what Chaos Fate likes to do, because just like that, Tavo is going for that fast 3rd CC, so he is going for a much more economic opener here. This can still diverge its way into mech, but this typically lends towards bio play.
Yeah, meanwhile, JimRising is about to scout him. There's an Overlord going into his base.
Yeah, the Overlord dips in, and looking at his vision, he does confirm the 3rd CC, confirms the timing of the starport, so JimRising is fully aware about how economic Tavo is going to be.
Indeed. So, we'll see what the exact route that Tavo is going in, but oh no, that poor Reaper. Just like in real life, mate, if you make a false crossing, mate, you lose your life.
Exactly. It almost got out. It almost got out of the main. It did get out of the main base, but it was sniped. So because of that, Tavo doesn't have eyes on the 3rd base. This is very Jim-esque. Jim always goes for a very late 3rd base, and because of that, because it's so late, it can be scary because it can look a little bit all-in-y.
Light, you might want to take a look into Tavo's base.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Lip range, let's go.
No, mate, this has to be VC. It has to be VC, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my god, he's on a slight Overlord.
Wow, this is huge. Now JimRising only has a single Overlord across the map to scout, and it's got low health. The likelihood of Jim getting into the main and scouting the fusion core, it's not very high.
Yeah, it's not very high, especially because there's a Marine already there, ready for that the moment that Overlord returns. So yeah, the building is about to finish, and what are we going to get? Are we going to get BCs? Are we going to get your what you want? Like this is the range liberator.
One day it's going to be range lib, one day, but there we go. It is going to be for DCs. And what is interesting is that BC openers, this isn't your standard BC opener, by the way, as JimRising is trying to sneak in, but this could be for mech.
Yeah, definitely. BCs into mech is one of the most common routes to do. Did he saw it? He saw it? I mean, he saw the starport. He saw the starport with the tech lab, so he knows there is something built in there. And in a minute when he doesn't see any banshees, he's probably gonna be. Wait a minute.
Yeah, and the positioning of these Hellions is so good. Every single Ling gets roasted. A couple of drones, I say a couple of drones, 5 drones in total, and the BC still hasn't even shown itself.
Yeah, the BC has shown itself 5 drones already, and a lot of Zerlings, and unfortunately, yeah, Tavo is starting to lose a lot of his Hellions. That was almost about to be worth it. But yeah, that was still not a bad trade for Tavo.
Oh yeah, especially because we have more Hellions where that came from. He has never stopped Hellion production, by the way. That's what's scary about this.
Yeah, he's going mech, man. He's going mech.
Yeah, let's go. Double factories thrown down.
And there we go. The first BC arrives and JimRising is completely caught off by surprise. Only now the sports has begun.
Yeah. He wasn't ready for this. Queens are coming in, but they don't really have enough energy for transfuse either, so this BC is dealing a lot of damage. At the same time, Hellions are going to try and roll on in. They do get intercepted by these Lings, but every single Ling gets cleaned up, and now they can go into the mineral line.
Yeah, into the mineral line. There you go. There's not enough Lings to defend for these Hellions at the moment, and these drones are dead. They are forced to run. Meanwhile, more Zerlings coming out to try to defend. But the damage has already been done. 10 workers killed.
Oh, exactly. Yamato is still on the horizon, so this BC won't be able to Yamato anytime soon. But the Hellions have survived. More drones have gone down. Still no mining here in the main base, and the BC is still being annoying, and it even scouts this fire.
Yeah, the BC is alive, which is very important.
At the same time, Jim is going to try and go for a run, but yo, the wall's on the wall!
Oh, no! Oh no, this is exactly what you don't want to happen when you are a mech player, mate, because since your mech is so slow, you don't want to leave doors open to oh my god, Hellbats in the main base of JimRising.
Oh, let's go. Workers are going down on both sides. Hellbats are at home to defend, so eventually Tavo will be able to clean everything up, and the Hellbats across the map, okay, it looks like they will also be cleaned up, but again, forcing a lot of lost mining time here. No mining here at the third.
Yes, this is not only mining time, this is a lot of larva that Jim has been using to make Zerlings, which is like something that you don't want to make versus mech.
Yeah, like, let's be real here. Even though Jim killed 15 SCVs, look at the worker count. Like, Tavo is far ahead in workers, and that almost never happens in this matchup.
Oh my god, yeah, definitely. Mutalies are coming out now for JimRising. Only a couple of Mutalies though. He's also working on a few corruptors against those Basel Cruisers. The question is, how much anti-air does Tavo has on the other side of the map? The answer is not much, because there are Zerlings destroying his workers.
Oh, exactly. Nice run by here at the third base. Tavo has to regroup with his Hellions, with his tanks, and he will eventually force this away. I'm a little bit concerned about those mutas though, because we don't have a lot of anti-air, but we do have 2 BCs, and it takes a while for mutas to kill a full health BC.
Sure, but as you say, there are only 2 BCs. One of them is across the map at the moment. Man, I fear that this BC is gonna get sniped any moment now.
Oh yeah, there we go. He does scout the mutas though, so immediately missile turrets start back at home, and we have Cyclones coming out.
Yeah, Cyclone Hellion BC is apparently the composition that Tavo is wanna go right now. A few tanks just to defend, and there we go. Stores are also on the way. We are going for the long game, mate.
Oh yeah, exactly. And JimRising, there's so much pressure on him to deal some economic damage. His mutas are diving straight for that natural base. There is one missile turret, which is cool, but again, Tavo has to be very quick to react to repair it, to keep it alive. Oh.
Yeah, he was quick to react. This missile turret is not gonna go down, but Jim is now focusing on a lot of workers.
Oh, exactly.
Couple of Cyclones come back to try to deal with this, and yeah, 6 workers killed. The turret was also killed. And oh my god, Jim, be careful, do not throw away your Mutalisk.
Yeah, they were left a little bit on AE moves, so 7 SCVs go down, but for the price of 5 mutas. Oh my god, I didn't realize so many of them died.
I'm not sure that was worth it, mate.
Yeah, that was
7
basically
workers and 1 missile turret. Anytime.
It's basically like 1 meter per SCV, and now there are Thors on the way. Like Tavo, eventually when he pushes out, it's gonna be terrifying, and Jim has to go back to the drawing board. Like he made another wave of mutas.
Yeah, he needs something else, man. Mutalies are good, but once Tavo has like 3 or 4 Thors, the Mutalies are gonna be completely useless against his army. And Tavo can just aim over across the map and win.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're not wrong, you're not wrong. I mean, the mutas, they're gonna go back in and they're going into the main base, just barely out of range of that missile turret. So a little bit of a punada there for Tavo, as he didn't have that missile turret, sorry, that sensor tower in range. And oh my god, at the same time the missile turret goes down, but the Thors come out.
Yeah, Thors come out just at the nick of time, but yeah, 12, 15 workers killed by this Mutalies, mate. Now, this was a worldwide trade for JimRising.
100%, mate, 100%. Jim finally deals the damage, and thankfully he's not committed to just mutas, because he's transitioning into Hydras, eventually into Lurkers.
No, there's VCs, mate.
Ugh.
I think Tavo was not paying attention and lost one of them, and these things are expensive, and I don't think Tavo is gonna rebuild them anytime soon.
Oh, exactly. He's still back down to 2 BCs. He's focusing a lot more on Thor and Hellion production. I don't blame him. So that's gonna hurt him a lot when it comes to harassment. And again, I don't think he's quite scattered the Hydras. To be fair, tanks are ideal against Hydras. But Hellion Cyclone, we'll see. Oh.
I mean, those Hydras has blue flame, mate. I don't know if you know, but those Hydras are light units.
You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. Oh, no. Hellions have to be so careful as the Lingbane tries to catch them. Oh my god, and the mutas are going to help clean them up.
As well.
Oh.
Man, the Cyclones has a long range. His attack.
Cyclones are good units, mate.
I should make more.
Oh my god! Oh, let's get another lock on those mutas. It looks like it is time for Tavo to move out, because we have Hellbats, we have Cyclones, we have Thors, we have BCs. No tanks, so I'm a little bit concerned about his siege position. Oh my god, the Bailey's roll in!
Yeah, Bailings rolling in. There's only Hellions and Cyclones here. The tanks are a little bit of a problem, mate, because while these units are really good, they have little splash damage.
Exactly. The tanks finally show up, but exclamation mark out of the tanks. They show up as everything else dies.
Oh yeah, this is definitely now Tavo is really behind, because now that he lost all the units, mate. Remember, Meg is allowed to rebuild. His tier base is fully open, mate. There's only a couple of VCs here, and JimRising is gonna make a mess of it.
Yeah, like there was a lot of potential there for Tavo if everything was together, but those tanks were late. He needed them desperately there. He needed them sieged up as well to cover his army, and now JimRising, he's flooding across now with his Hydras and his Lings that it looks like he may just have too much. Tavo, he's losing too many SCVs, and maybe he can force this back, but like, oh god, there's just so much damage.
Yeah, the SCV is repairing the battle cruisers. That was keep Tavo alive, but he lost 16 SCVs in total.
To be fair, the mule hammer is real. That's that's a lot of mules. So economically he's okay, but as you said, it takes a long time to rebuild, and it's gonna take a while before Tavo can push out again.
Tavo needs to go full pure legacy, mate, and make like 5-6 turns at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to switch up his add-ons. The problem is that because of the mutas, like he's kind of stuck between tanks and Cyclone production. He's kind of torn between the two of them, and he wants both when maybe only one is better.
Oh my god, there's a lot of Bailings.
Oh no!
Wow, surprisingly, none of that Bailings hit. I'm really surprised. I was expecting a few decent shots.
Yeah, that was close. Honestly, that was very close. At the same time, BCs go out and they catch 5 Overlords. JimRising, ay. Thankfully, he has plenty of Overlords, so he's not supply blocked. But that was some pretty good value for the BCs.
Yeah, now all the Corruptors, all the Hydra is here. The BC needs to run, and just barely. But yeah, he managed to save both.
That was very close. BCs come out. We even have a third BC on the way. Interesting here for JimRising. Sorry, for Tavo. I think he recognizes the value of having them to harass and how much value they can get over time. And Tavo is actually, he's slowly stabilizing.
Yeah, he managed to survive the attack on the tier base, and now he can start to rebuild his army. Remember, Meg is very strong once you have it all pop up. It's like basically, it's like Protoss, but expensive, you know?
It's like
No,
Turtles, but it takes skill. True. No, we love Turtles here. We love it.
Look, I haven't said anything. Okay? Don't put words in my mouth. Okay.
Oh my god. But yeah, unfortunately, it is going to take some time. And thankfully for Jim, he's taking full advantage of his map control. He's expanding all around the map. He's droning up. He's taking up with his upgrades. Ultra Cavern is on the way as well. So he's not resting in his with his laurels. Like, he's not, you know, just letting Tavo get away with too much.
Oh no, those poor SCVs.
Oh, the BC!
Yeah, he snipes one BC immediately, mate, because he was in low health, and he probably is gonna go for it. I mean, because these corruptors, other than sniping the BCs, are good for nothing, so you might as well trade it if possible, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. He gets 2 BCs, and we know how long it takes to rebuild said BCs. Another one is on the way. It's going to take a while before Tavo can move out. And again, it's been a while since Tavo has been able to harass across the map. JimRising just immediately remaxing and gonna go again. He's gonna make life horrible here for Tavo to try and expand and take another base.
Yeah, the 90 base, and it may go down. May is a big word, but no. As a mech player, what you always need is bases, because you need a lot of gas for this.
Oh yeah, exactly. The CC almost goes down, but the repairs are pretty good, so Tavo keeps that CC alive. He's also transitioning his tanks, or maneuvering his tanks over to the right-hand side of the map, so he will establish this base, but it also means his... Oh, no, never mind. I was like, yo, his defense is going to be weak on the left-hand side. He's fine, mate. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. There's a lot of tanks. There's a big, like, semi-wall there. Nothing's going to go through. Yeah, now Tavo needs to start to max out, mate. He's halfway there, 170 supply, but JimRising, mate, he's already at 200.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried because JimRising doesn't have the ideal army. He's got Corruptors to deal with the BCs, but there's a lot of supply there. He does have Ultras, which are great, and Hydras, and he's getting Vipers, but I feel like if you went into Aspire, ideally you want to get into Broodlords. Like, that's kind of the natural transition for Jim, but he's going into a melee composition instead with Ultras, which can still work, but it's a little bit awkward and it's a little bit less efficient just because there's less usefulness for these Corruptors.
It all gonna depends on how good are the 6 positioning for Tavo.
Yeah. Because
the main army of JimRising itself is very squishy. A couple of good siege tank shots, and they are gonna dust me.
Exactly. Meanwhile, I'm a little bit scared because Tavo he's pushing out. He's pushing into creep with all of his siege tanks, and JimRising is right next door. He's ready to jump on the army. Yeah,
but there we go. The tanks are in siege mode. This is going to be really hard to tank. Oh my god, yes, I say that. I forgot a couple of the tanks. Okay. There we go. That JimRising is gonna go full on into the army of Tavo, and let's see how good it is. And the answer is not very good, mate. There's a lot of 6 stands back there and not enough Vipers.
Mate, 1 blinding cloud. He had 3 full energy Vipers and only threw down 1, and the Vipers got sniped. Without Vipers, Ultras cannot push in. That it was all about whether or not he could get those blinding clouds off. 11 Ultras are on the way though. That's a lot of Ultras.
A lot of Ultras, mate. And let's see how good they work, because JimRising is Tavo is starting to siege another base of JimRising. The workers are forced to run.
Yeah, exactly. At the same time, we have Mass Corruptor run by. He's going to dive on top of this planetary. Planetary may go down. Meanwhile, Jim can afford to lose his space. He can even afford to lose all these workers, as long as he's able to fight well with his Ultras.
Well, we're about to find out the base goes down finally. How I hate that ability of the Corruptors, mate. It's like a boy play on the steroids.
Oh yeah, it's insane, mate. It's absolutely insane. Meanwhile, Jim actually goes across the map. He's going for a base trade with the Ultras. He does not try to fight the army.
Ooh, this is an interesting decision, mate. This is something that I was not expecting. Now, Tavo at home has a couple of VCs here to defend, continue area, but the Corruptors are not far away. Tavo needs to be very careful. Meanwhile, Tavo moving across the base of JimRising, going for the next one.
Exactly. Very smart by JimRising. He waited until the Ultras killed all the Mistitars, and then he dove in with the Corruptor, so the BCs are falling left and right. Meanwhile, Tavo doesn't turn around. He is committed to the base trade.
Yeah, he is committed to the base trade. Tors and tanks on one side of the map. BCs here to defend. A couple of extra Tors have arrived. And behind that wall, they may be able to hold the Ultralis.
Oh, they're gonna try. They're definitely gonna try at the same time. The mass tank army is stutter stepping its way into that main base. There's nothing waiting for him in the main, so there's nothing to stop Tavo. Like, this army can just aim move wherever it wants. Meanwhile, the Ultras are fighting their way in.
Yeah, they're fighting their way in, but they're dying, mate. There are only 3 Ultralis here in the main base, and little by little, the Thors are actually not bad against Ultralis. They do a lot of damage per shot.
Oh yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, he finally breaks into the main base. Oh, there's actually nothing in production. Tavo is kind of supply blocked, and he lifts everything up. And now we have Mass Muta.
Oh no, Mass Mutalist. This is definitely the thing that you do not want against a certain player. What's the saying, mate? You never base trade against Mutalists?
Mutas are exactly what you want in a base trade, but that's a lot of Thors. The buildings just have to get to the Thors, and then they're going to be safe.
Yeah, it's possible, mate. Let's see, mate. There's a lot of buildings over there. So.
Yeah. The great migration is upon us. Maybe we can see Jim. He's trying to chase down the buildings before it's too late. He wants to. He needs to stop them before he gets to the Thors.
Where are the Thors? Where are the Thors? Okay, they're very close. They're very close. Thors, please go on.
You gotta go save your buildings, puppy. You gotta go save them. The first CC already goes down. The second CC is gonna go down as well. It's on fire.
It's on fire, but he may be able to repair with a mule.
Oh my god! But he needs to land a CC, and there's creep everywhere. He can't land.
So yeah, so at the end of the day, mate, we have one base for JimRising, which is about to be sieged, and a lot of buildings that are very, very defenseless, but they are exactly over JimRising's army.
Yeah, here we go. They are landing. He's going to be able to mule. He's going to be able to repair. Tavo does have a little bit of a bank to be able to keep all of this alive, and he can always long distance mine as well. Jim, with this army, with what, 5 ultras, can he break this?
So we have 5 Ultralis and 15 Mutalisks, mate, versus 11 tanks and 7 Thors and 1 battlecruiser.
1 BC. Tavo is looking for the last base he just scanned. He doesn't know that the base is right here towards the south, so he's a little bit in the dark, but here we go, Jim, he's going in! Ah!
Yeah, he's going in, and I don't know, mate, this is all the Ultralis melt instantly, and GG, and Tavo takes game number 1.
GG! Tavo wins the base trade. Doesn't matter how many mutas you have, because Tavo was ready for it. He had a mass amount of Thors, and he just needed to make sure his buildings got to him. And they did. Wow.
Nice work nice decision making by Tavo, mate. If I were him, I would probably just GG at that moment in panic.
Wow. Yeah, it was very smart of Jim to go into the mutas as well. Like he's a very veteran player. He knew what he needed for a base trade. But yo, he lost so many ultras breaking into that natural, right? Like, remember, he had 15 ultras, and that got whittled all the way down to only 5 at the end. Like, it took him a really long time to break through. Tavo was doing a great job at just defending with as little as possible and being as efficient as possible, to make sure that Jim just didn't really have an army at the end. Oh.
The defensive power of Terran, mate. Yeah. Also, Funeral JimRising. That was the perfect game to make roaches, and you never beat a single one.
Yeah. The Hydras were questionable. That was a lot of gas spent in Hydras, and that's the weird thing about Jim's composition, is that when he decided to throw down the Hydra Den, I was like, oh, he wants to go like Hydras with Vipers and Lurkers, and that makes sense. And then he went for the Spire, and then he went Corruptor, and it's like, oh, he wants to go Corruptor, Broodlord, right? It's like, no. He didn't go for the Lurkers, he didn't go for the Broodlords, he went all the way to Ultras, and it's like, he's like taking into all these different directions, and it's like, he could have been a little bit more efficient with how he was spending his money, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, 1-0 to Tavo at the moment. Right, do you feel confident that Tavo can close it out 2-0, or are we going to go for a game number 3 later on?
I think a lot of it depends on the map. I like the way that Tavo plays his mech. His bio isn't bad, but I think Jim is more comfortable against bio. Like, if you go bio Jim, he's gonna have a great time going Lean Bane Muta, you know. And I don't know if you want to do that against Jim.
Okay, the map it has been hosted and it's going to be Berlingrad made.
God damn it, Tavo. It is gonna be Berlingrad, a very small map. Not the best map to go mech on, to be honest. Not the worst, but not the best either.
Yeah, look. It is small, but it has a lot of choke points.
It does. Like that's why it's like it's not the worst, right? Like despite it being small, you can split the map in half. The problem is that there aren't a lot of bases to take. So it can be difficult if the game goes on longer. Meanwhile, SMH.
Mate, what if Cristiano wanted to cast with you and you just kick him out?
I'll kick him out.
How heartless of you. What do you mean? You mean that I cannot take the night off? That's just what you're saying?
Yes. You're here to stay, Darking.
God damn it.
Oh, God. Shaking my head, Cristiano. He didn't even sign up today, okay? He didn't even sign up. You gotta sign up first, Cristiano. God damn.
Funera Cristiano X, please, in the chats.
After having a finals run a couple of weeks ago, he doesn't come back? God damn.
Look, man, he has already reached his peak, okay? He wants to retire well.
True.
But yeah, speaking of reaching his peak, here we have the Peruvian Terran player who I really hope has not reached his peak. This is Tavo.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the Mexican Zerg player representing for the last time Timbers Esports. It is JimRising.
Wow, so for the last time Timbers Esports, mate. So you are already killing Jim in this game.
His last tournament, okay? His last tournament representing Timbers Esports. For those wondering, JimRising did make a tweet that today was going to be his last day. What does that mean, though? Like, do you think he's going to be like joining a different team instead?
I think he's joining a different team. Now, what team who will want JimRising? I don't know. That's a good question. That is a mystery, mate. I don't know. Did Team Super grab another player just out of the blue? Perhaps, mate. Perhaps. I don't know, mate. Do you have something to tell me today? Do you have an announcement to make? I don't know.
I've said this before, the CranKy Ducklings, we are happy with the size of our current team. We are content. No, we just signed Vindicta. So we got another American player, American / Latin American. We got like a 2-in-1 deal. It was good. But yeah, I'm curious as well because I don't know. I don't see there is value in Jim. So it would kind of make sense.
I mean, is there value in Jim? I don't know.
There is definitely. But I don't know if Team Super is aware of that. I don't know. I feel like you have I don't know how much they value a Latin American or a Spanish speaking audience.
Well, I mean, they did sign up a few Latin American players, so I know maybe one of them asked like, "Hey, who do you think we should hire?" And someone said Jim, and there we go.
Now, Jim is up there for hirees, definitely. Like, he's here in the semis, so he's a great player. He's a great streamer. He has a big audience. Like, everyone wants to tune in to watch Jim. He's a great dancer as well. He's very fluid.
I mean, sure. I will say he's fluid. I'm not sure if I will use the word great.
He can be very flexible when he wants to be. Oh god. But yeah, we'll see if he's a finalist. We'll see if he can make it all the way to the grand finals, because already, Tavo being quite annoying here with this Reaper.
Yeah. Yeah, and unlike last game, apparently this Reaper is gonna survive just as they that he. Okay, there we go. That Reaper is playing with Firebait. No, not again.
Get out of here.
Please don't be like your brother. Don't take a wrong turn in life.
Oh god. Speaking of taking a wrong turn in life, Tavo is going for a 1-1-1.
No faster CC. I mean, it makes sense. This is a small map, and if one of the things that happens if you go for a really fast CC is that you're pretty vulnerable to a rush attack from your opponent.
Oh, yeah.
So Tavo probably didn't want to like die, you know.
That's fair. But yo, he knew what did so well for him in the previous game, and he's doing it again. This time, faster.
Yeah, another fast. What is it called? Fusion core. Extremely fast now. Before even the tier CC, whatever is gonna come out of that fusion core, mate, there's not gonna be many, but because two base battle cruiser is not something that you hear every day. Oh, this Serlings got caught out of position. I don't know what they were doing there. In the middle of a picnic or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Tavo does mess up that pig. He ruins the picnic. He ruins the family. He kills everyone. And now JimRising is in the dark. He's gonna try and scout, but there's not just a Marine. There's also a Viking to deny the scouting.
I love it. I love it when players build a Viking out of the starport early on to deny any scouting that it is around the bases. Fun fact, I have played Ryu in tournaments, mate, and I have made this exact same build with a quick Viking to deny scouting, and even that I cannot deny Ryu scouting, mate. You're so good.
Oh my god, exactly. But you know what? This isn't Ryu, and JimRising already lost 2 of his overlords, so great value already done here by Tavo. And again, the goal of this is just to keep his build hidden. Looking at Jim's vision, he hasn't seen anything. He did go for a fast lair, and oh my god, this madman was essentially going 2-base muta.
basically, almost 2-base muta, but there we go. Fast Aspire. Which Tavo does not know anything about.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, when this CC lands, he will be able to see it. The question is how much good is it going to do afterwards?
Yeah, like I do like the fast Spire because he will have anti-air to deal with the BC. The risky thing is that it's not just going to be a BC. The BC is going to hit at the same time as these Hellions. Hellions are going to go to the 3rd BC into the main or the natural, and if JimRising is being too greedy droning up, he won't have enough Lings to defend against those Hellions. Like, something may give.
There we go. The CC teleports into the main base. 2 drones immediately go down, but there is a Spore. There are Queens ready. JimRising is not going to be as vulnerable as he was in game number 1.
True, and man, I was talking about the multi-prong, but the Hellions stay at home instead to expand and take a 3rd base. So Tavo is not going to be dealing as much damage as he could have. And what's scary is that Tavo also... Oh, no, sorry. He scouted the Spire. Let's go.
Yeah, he scouted the Spire. He saw the Spire. 9 drones killed so far. Now, one of the big problems with this map compared to the last one, there's a lot less space behind the bases for JimRising. So this battle cruiser is basically trapped.
Yeah.
It's gonna be basically trapped until the Mutalists come out, and they're gonna destroy it. Finally, Hellions and Reaper come in, but JimRising has more than enough Serlings to deal with it.
Yeah, enough time has passed where Jim did make a wave of Lings, so he's perfectly fine against all these Hellions. Mutas do clean up that BC as well, as the BC did actually get picked off, and now Jim has full map control.
Yeah, full map control. Mutalists are coming across the map. Is there turret? Yeah, there's a turret here about to finish. And unlike the previous game, we have not discussed this, but Tavo has gone bio.
Oh yeah. NG Bay, double NG Bays on the way for those double upgrades. We have combat shields. We're gonna have stim soon as well. And these Marines, yeah, they're gonna have a great time defending against these mids, but they aren't the most mobile. They don't have stim. Sorry, they do have stim, but he hasn't baited a stim out yet. They have to be careful because they have to wait for those medevacs to come out.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, Mutalists moving around, see where they can do any damage. They try to snipe the turret and they get it.
Ooh, they get the turret, but at the cost of a muta. And hey, that Viking from earlier even coming into play as well. Like, he's helping out.
He's helping out. See, mate, you always need to buy one Viking.
At the same time, oh my god, the wall to the wall! Lift, puppy, lift! Ah.
Oh, nice. But still, there are enough bailings that they can break the wall and still have a few left to destroy a few SCVs.
Ooh, the splits.
4 SCVs.
Yeah,
4 SCVs. Okay, fine. It's better than nothing, but yeah, that was definitely a good reaction by Tavo.
Exactly, and I love this. Immediately he rebuilds that wall. He will not allow another Baneling run by to catch him off guard. And now Stim is done. Those medevacs are out of...
Oh, no, Mutalisk!
Jimbo, porque he does get a tank. That's pretty important, but he lost a lot of mutas to make that happen.
Yeah, I believe that was 3 Mutalisks gone out for free. And there we go, the Marines are coming in. How many Banelings are there?
That's a good question.
0 Banelings at the moment. There are 13 being built. What is gonna give more than enough time for the 6 times to show up, and there we go. Let's see how good is the micro here for Tavo.
Yeah, here we go. It's on green. The Banelings are rolling on in. The tank of the focus fire is insane, and the Marines are gonna be able to stim and clean everything else off.
Oh my god, that was incredible. And yeah, 1 tank was destroyed, but there's still 1 tank remaining. There are 0 Banelings and only Zerlings and Mutalisks, and 2 is really bad versus the Marines. Even the workers are forced to attack, and JimRising is losing everything.
Yeah, exactly. 17 drones go down. The mutas are being focused down. GG gets called, and Tavo takes the series.
That was really good. That was really well played by Tavo.
Wow. GG, well played. Congratulations. Tavo takes the series 2-0 with different styles as well. Game 1, mech. Game 2, flaunts the bio. Damn.
Yeah, really well played by Tavo, mate. And with that, we have our top finalist.
Oh yeah.
And neither of them, mate, is Mexican.
Neither is Mexican, mate. F's in the chat. Jim and Chem were taken out, and now Brazil and Peru is rising. Not just Brazil and Peru, but also both players on Team Super.
Yeah, both players are Team Super. I'm pretty sure that Team Super at the moment are probably like pretty happy with their recent acquisitions, mate. You not only beat JimRising, mate, you also beat Cham in the process.
Oh yeah, some very solid pickups here. The players are doing well, and I also want to give it again a shout out with Tavo with how he controlled everything there in that last game, because again the Baneling run by wasn't dealing damage. He was prepared for the mutas after scanning the Spire, and even in that last engagement, the splits and the focus fire against the Ling Bane, like a lesser player wouldn't have ended the game there. A lesser player would have fallen there, and JimRising would have been able to defend, and the game would have gone on. But like that was very, very nice control by Tavo.